Hey, how's it going? This is Grace and Glory, and I'm here to tell you about SCARB. Now, SCARB is the acronym that I've decided I'm going to give to Shield Cancel Aerial Raptor Boost because that's hard to say. So here's how it works, right? I posted something on Twitter the other day, that little shield break setup, and there's a lot of confusion as to how this works, a lot of, the applications, yada yada. So that's what this is for. So, regular Aerial Raptor Boost. Not the best move in the game, yeah. It doesn't really lead to anything, whatever. There's no combos, it's slow, whatever. It is what it is. Now, if you do this on a shield, it's actually pretty safe, though. And this is something that we've already known. I've messed around with this before. I think I even made a video on it. But that's pretty hard to punish. Marth can't even punish that with up B at a shield, because it has a lot of hit stun, and then the bounce back is pretty quick, and it kind of gets you out of trouble fast. So here, let me go frame by frame here. I'm using two controllers at once, so don't mind. It's difficult. So all right, here we go. Nope. So I'm gonna just try to punish this with up B at a shield from Marth, right? So there's that, and with Falcon, I'm gonna hold away and bounce away as far as I can, and with Marth, I'm buffering right now, buffering up B. Boom, look at that. Completely gets out of the way before Marth can even fire off the move. So it's good stuff, right? Like regular aerial raptor boost on shield is already a pretty good idea. It's it doesn't get you anything if it hits, it just gets you like a little bit of percent, maybe some shield damage. Like it doesn't. There's no true combo follow-ups, and the reason for that is get a load of this. This is how much end lag it has. Alright, so I'm gonna aerial raptor boost on Marth here, and I'm gonna fall off stage. I'm gonna try to jump back up as soon as the game will let me. This is how much end lag is on that. So it takes a long time. Offensively, right, it's not great, but it's pretty good for taking care of their defensive options if they're shielding. What it's got its own applications, right? But here's where shield cancel aerial raptor boost comes in. This is what's interesting. So, and again, using two controllers might take a couple tries. I'm gonna try to leave this unedited just to kind of give you, just try to give an idea of how precise it is. So here goes. Right. Nope. Nope. There we go. So, as you can see, Falcon cancels the animation where he bounces away, and he's just immediately able to act. And that's actually +5 on shield. They're stuck in shield for 5 frames after Falcon has already been able to act. So, this only works on shield. So if I do the exact same thing, no, not quite. If I do the perfect raptor boost though, I still bounce up if it's not on shield. So it only works on shield, which is why I wanted to have shield in the name. So that's why it's SCARB. Now, there's a few versions of this that have already been known. This was the first one to be discovered. This was just this happened naturally. If you run off the ledge and fall for a couple frames, and then you raptor boost back onto stage, not so low that you get stuck on the ledge like that, but if you just come up with it, then it will do a SCARB. That one we've already known about, and that works on any platform really, because you can just it's the same thing. I think that even works on regular platforms if you just run off and come back with it. Now, again, that only works on shield, and that takes a long time to come out, so that's not super practical. We kind of didn't really worry about it. Then it was discovered that if you do a short hop buffered aerial raptor boost, not that. If you do the short hop buffered version on a slope, so if Marth was on a slope and he was above, for example, that would do it, but it doesn't because it's flat. But if it was on a slope, if he's above, then it does work. Now, the reason it has to be short hop buffered aerial raptor boost, just as a recap, this is a full hop aerial raptor boost. And if you're buffering it either way, but it does make a difference whether it's buffered out of a short hop or a full hop. See, look at the height that he has right here on the first frame. That's from full hop by holding down the shield button and side B at the same time, that has a lot of height. Now compare that to short hop. Look at that. His toe is still in the ground there. So it does make a lot of difference just based on the height. So that's why the short hop buffered version is more important. Now, and that's why doing it on a shield, on a slope, manages to work. It basically, when he goes to begin his bounce back animation, his model touches the ground and it says, we're already done here. So, this is what we really came to see here. This is the recent discovery that has made this a relevant piece of tech. And a lot of the shoutouts here go to Teaspoon from the Falcon Discord. He's done a lot of work on this, so mad props to him. I probably wouldn't have this without him. Now, okay. There are two ways that we've discovered, actually three ways that we've discovered to get the SCARB, the shield cancel aerial Raptor boost, just on a flat surface without having to mess with platforms or runoffs or slopes or any of that. So basically like the competitively legal version of this, which is why this is why it's only now getting attention. The first way that was discovered is full hop. So full hop SCARB kind of works like this. If you, let me turn it on frame by frame again. Out of a full hop, this will never work out of a short hop. A regular short hop does not happen because the reason why it doesn't happen is it needs this one certain frame where his height is just right. And for a full hop, that height is... I think it's right here. This might be one too low. Let's see. Nope, yeah, this is it. So look at his leg. It's already like it's already clipping into the stage itself. So this will get the SCARB. Boom. Bubba boom. There is one perfect frame before he lands. But that's pretty difficult because at that point you're trying to land a 1 in 60 time window in a game with 8 frames of input delay. So kind of, that's not terribly viable. The big breakthrough was this. A backflip. Backflips are actually, they keep Falcon in the air 1 frame longer than a regular short hop does. And that's incredibly important because that 1 extra frame is the magic frame. So we do this. Part of it is just because his model shifts backwards like that. Boom, tippy toes touch the ground. This is our magic frame. Input side B, SCARB, every time. So backflip is definitely the way to go for this. Additionally, you can do this out of a fast fall, both from full hop and from backflip. So it's still... Nah, not quite. Not from the full hop. Full hop I don't really like. But it is possible to... to do a backflip. Fast fall it. And right around there, because his backflip shifts his model so much, there's actually a pretty decent window for this. 1 frame too late. That's okay. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So I definitely think that backflip fast fall is the way. That was it right there. I just didn't shield. It's easier, I think. It's still frame perfect either way, but because the inputs are so close together, then it's easier to learn this as muscle memory. Instead of doing the full hop version where you're just like, well, man, I really hope I happen to land the right frame. So backflip SCARB is possibly going to be really important to Falcon's meta. It doesn't need to be fast fallen, but it can be. The good news is it works both directions. So you can do backflip this way and then SCARB that way. You can do backflip this way, yada yada. Any combination of this will do the trick, and it's the same timing. Doesn't matter. It's all fine. So the one other thing that we want to cover here is max range short hop buffer aerial Raptor boost shield cancel. It's good. It's a mess, but you can do this at max range. So I think this is about right. No, not quite, not quite. There is this one magic moment where this should do it. as he starts to fall from that, there's a frame where he automatically puts himself at the perfect height, but also not quite. Okay, so it's like right. This is very precise. Okay, I'm gonna line up with that line right there. Bingo. So it is possible from a perfect max range aerial Raptor boost buffered out of a short hop. That is that's it. That's how you do it on a flat surface. That one I kind of like because you can, for example, come up on somebody and threaten, like whatever you're gonna attack them. So let's have Marth roll away in response to this pressure, right? Too bad. Doesn't matter. See, so there is a nice way to kind of pressure from right before F tilt will hit, and then you can basically do the short hop area Raptor boost. Okay, 2 controllers at once is not easy. Not quite. But I did it the first time. It's fine. That's just like one application that I saw for the max range cancel version, and that might have some potential later on. Like say you're pressuring at ledge, you can pressure like ledge get up and hit them with oh, like here I'm being threatening. Just kidding. Oh, I read your shield, and now you're stuck in shield at the ledge, and that could be a decent pressure option. That kind of thing, Which brings me to my other bonus point. This has nothing to do with the shield cancel whatsoever, but because it's so low to the ground, you can actually do this. Nope. Very precise. Well, it less trumps if you mess up, so there's a little bit of that. This is terribly impractical, and I don't think this will ever happen in a real match. But it is possible to be so low that you can actually detect people hanging on the ledge and kill at 0. Just something to put in your pipe and smoke, It's never gonna happen unless maybe you get you read a regrab with it, and then you can kind of come up with it. It's fine. And different characters have different ledge hangs. This actually doesn't even work on everybody, but it's still cool. And there are some characters whose ledge hang is actually high enough to where the short hop buffer version can find them. Not Marth, but there are some, including Pikachu, Olimar, Pichu, Squirtle, most Pokemon actually. So that that's something to keep in mind. The other thing is, this is why I think that this is actually an important piece of tech. And it probably won't be for a while, but I think this actually has some future potential for Falcon, and here's why. Let's say you're going to do this in a real match. Well, you're going to hope that you get this 1/60th of a second window, right? What happens if you don't? That's the interesting part. Even if you don't, that still places the burden of reacting to it on the opponent. Because there's 3 eventualities here. One, you land it perfectly and it's amazing, and oh my god, it re-pops off and it's magic, right? Falcon stopped here, woohoo. The other one is you just do that, and like I already showed you before, Marth can't even punish that out of shield. So boom, like you've just done a little shield pressure and you're back in neutral. Or you biff it up too late and you do a grounded version, right? All 3 of those need to be handled completely differently. So best case scenario, you do land the shield cancel aerial Raptor boost. Not like that. Not like that either. But like that. Oh man, I almost called that. That's fine. Boom, right? So what if you do land it? What are you going to do? They have to stay in shield because that's plus. That's plus on shield, +5. You can jab for continual true shield pressure. You can F-tilt, and there's not an option that they have that can escape that. That's either going to hit their shield if they keep it, or it's going to here. Let me just show you. So the Marth up B out of shield is one of the best up Bs in the whole game, right? So let's do this. Toe in the ground. Do this. And now I'm going to buffer Marth up B out of shield here. God, look at these controllers. That's okay. So buffer Marth up B out of shield. And I'm also, for Falcon, going to buffer F tilt. Too bad, weeb. So it will hit it like that. There's no out of shield option that's going to take care of that, you know, or even instant dash attack, which I believe is 1 frame faster than F tilt. I'll double check on that. But yeah, you can do like you can do F tilt or instant dash attack, and both of those are just going to hit them before even one of the best out of shield options in the whole game can react. And if they, so really the answer here, the point is the answer if you get hit by SCARB is you got to hold shield or you got to retreat. You're forced into a defensive option, no matter what. Because if you try to do anything offensively out of shield, you're eating a hit. Now, if you do the imperfect regular ARB, the answer to that is you're not getting a punish either way. You're not going to be able to actually hit Falcon out of that, but he's also stuck in that bounce animation for about like a quarter, like half the whole stage, you know? So the answer to that is if you get hit by regular ARB, you release shield and you take stage control. And that's it. Like you just get free stage control. That's a whole like third or half the stage that you just get to keep away from Falcon now because he chose to do that. Or if you just get the, if you do it too late, you know, and just get the grounded version. Ooh. That was it, actually. I just messed up the spacing. But if you get the grounded version, you know, you do it too late and you get that. Well, I mean, baby, that's just Raptor boost. And that has to be handled. That you can punish out of shield, you know. Just, you know, punish that. I'm not doing that with both controllers by myself, but you know, you can punish that. That's unsafe. So the idea here is, even if you mess up, even if you go for the best case scenario and you get the SCARB and you mess up, that still puts all the burden on the opponent to, because once you do it, you feel it. You already know what's going to happen. You can tell when you've done it right, but they've got a lot of stuff to react to. So that still puts the burden of the next move on the opponent, with a pretty decent chance of them just having to eat your next move because of it. So that's why I think it's actually going to be pretty interesting to see that develop. I think that's about all I wanted to cover for this. It is a frame tight input. It's very, you know, it's not easy. Like I've been doing this a lot just because I've been messing with it, and I'm still pretty inconsistent at it. You still got to get the. That was it though. And on hit even. It doesn't mean anything. Like that, I'm still in, like that's minus on hit. And I think that stays minus on hit until a really long time. And that won't even kill until like stupidly high percents. Aerial Raptor boost, the actual hit of it, if you don't get the dunk, if you're not getting a really cheesy dunk out of the deal, it's a worthless move. See, like that's not doing anything. But it has good conditioning potential. It's a really good way. Falcon sort of struggles with shield in general because his stuff doesn't have a whole lot of range. So when he's on shield, I don't know. He kind of does struggle with shield pressure unless you're extremely precise. If you back air somebody's shield and you're not completely perfect with your spacing and positioning and everything, you're still going to get shield grabbed. So it can work, but it's tough to be safe on shield with Falcon. This gives him a very safe on shield option, which I think will help in his overall meta. I think it just kind of rounds him out a little bit more. And you might say, "Oh, just grab him," but what are you going to do when you grab somebody at 150? Oh man, I really hope this never kills. It's not really. Grab doesn't get you much, but shield pressure does. So I do think that this has some potential with his meta, but there's a couple, first, people have to be consistent at being able to pull this off. That's step one. And then non-Falcons have to get familiar with this as a move, and only once that is kind of common knowledge on both parts can there be a meta around it. You can't condition around it if neither player really knows what all is going on. But I do think that it shows a lot of potential for what could be conditioned around it. I think it really, like that shield break setup that I put on Twitter, right? You get a SCARB, and you jab, and that's true shield pressure. They know that they need to hold shield, but then maybe a third time you do it, you can hit him with something kind of nice. You know, maybe once they've learned to hold shield, maybe that's not a good idea anymore. I think it's got potential, but it won't show for a while. But that's why I'm making this. I want to spread more awareness so that the meta can develop for all parties just a little bit sooner. I want to get to where this game is going to be really as fun as it can be. So anyway, I hope that was informative. Hope that answered all your questions about SCARB. And I hope, go for it. Like, try it out. You might as well. But don't on Wi-Fi. It's useless on Wi-Fi. I don't know why you'd ever bother. But if you can play in person, give it a shot. Try it out. And like I showed earlier, even if you mess up, the burden of the next move is not really on you. So, I don't know. Make of it what you will. Hope it helps. Grace and Glory out.